Today we're going to be talking about the new 2019 iPhone lineup. Supposedly the iPhone 11, 11 Max, as well as the 11R.
Not really sure what it's going to be titled, but that's what we're kind of thinking.
Right.
Well, it's probably going to be called the 11, but in terms of nomenclature, whether it's called like the number 11 or maybe XI.
The Roman numerals.
The Roman numeral numbers,
Right.
yeah. We're not really sure, but likely the 11 is going to be the term for it.
So this was announced by the Wall Street Journal, who reported that these are the three phones coming out in 2019, which will be featuring the same dimensions, roughly, as the already existing lineup.
The only site that kind of opposed the Wall Street Journal or said something different than the Wall Street Journal was Japanese site Mac Otakara, who came out with a rumor just a few weeks ago saying that Apple would release two completely new iPhones. Now, there was a translation issue here. We're not sure if that's just two phones or maybe 5 phones in September, but the two new phones that they said are supposed to all have OLED displays and a more advanced camera system.
Now, he could just be talking about the new triple camera setup on the rear of the phone, because in the past there's only been dual cameras, like on the 8 as well as 10.
So again, there was a big translation issue here.
Yeah.
We don't think that Apple is going to release 5 phones. It doesn't really make sense for them to do it with the phones all being so close in value and in ability.
Another thing we will not be seeing this year is 5G on iPhones, which kind of makes sense. I mean, no one really needs iPhones with 5G at the moment.
I think there's two really buzzwords, and we said it before. It's 5G and foldable phones. Those are the buzzwords for 2019. And everybody's kind of trying to hop on the 5G bandwagon. But is it really needed at this point in time? I don't really think so.
No one's going to be utilizing that speed at all.
We hope that Apple will implement it in their 2020 iPhones, but it's still unclear. And it's unclear who's even going to make the chips for them.
True. It's rumored to be either Intel or Qualcomm after they settled their lawsuit.
But Intel actually just made a report that they want to sell their 5G chip industry to potential partners like Apple.
Yes.
So it's all up in the air right now. We're not sure what Apple's going to do. I would say one of the biggest rumors around the 2019 iPhones is the rear camera.
Yes.
We are expecting, and a lot of rumors out there have been expecting, that there's going to be a triple lens setup. Wall Street Journal said this, Bloomberg said this, Ming-Chi Kuo said this. OnLeaks has repeatedly come out with new leaks about what this could look like.
Steve McFly. Now, this kind of goes in trends with Samsung. Samsung released the S10 lineup, which of course featured the triple lens setup on the back of it. With the Huawei P30 triple lens setup. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's sort of the industry standard now to have 3 cameras.
The rumors that Apple is going to go with is that kind of block formation on the top left of the screen where it currently is, but in a block formation.
Yeah, they're going to go for a similar style to the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. I'd rather see something like the Huawei P30 Pro. That one just looks better.
But regarding the recent leaked images or renders, OnLeaks teamed up with Kashkaro to produce these renders, and it looks pretty cool. Now, there is very, very little difference between the current iPhone and what these renders show, but the main difference is this new camera setup and that mute button, which is a very minimal difference. They've gone from that kind of pill-shaped mute button to just kind of like a point.
Yeah, like a circle.
Circle, yeah. Like what you see on the Magic Mouse or the Magic Keyboard.
Yes. Another thing we're going to be seeing on the new 2019 iPhone lineup is bilateral Qi charging, and this will enable you to charge your other devices wirelessly.
So Apple, there's a lot of rumors the last couple of months about Apple's AirPower, which they canceled because they weren't able to do it. So I guess this is kind of their way, or could be their way, of making that new path to wireless charging your AirPods or your Apple Watch on the go.
Yeah.
But along with this, because bilateral charging is going to take so much of your battery, or could take a lot of your battery, Ming-Chi Kuo has predicted that the battery sizes are going to increase on all 3 of the phones. On the 10R, only about a 5% increase. On the 10S Max, about a 10 to 15% increase. And then on the 10S, a 20 to 25% battery size increase.
I could use more battery.
I think everybody could use more battery.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to be talking about the processor. So currently in iPhones, it is using the Apple A12 Bionic chip, which is leagues ahead of Snapdragon's 855 chip by at least 2 years, supposedly. But in the new iPhones, we will see a new chip.
So because this new chip is the A12 is currently so advanced, a lot of people are expecting Apple to implement an A13, and very much so they likely will, but they don't really need to.
No.
I feel like if they even put the 12X chip that they have in the iPad Pro, that would be more than sufficient.
I mean, the A12X chip is more powerful than most laptops.
So if they put that in the new iPhones, you wouldn't really notice, there wouldn't be limitations to that.
No, it would be insane.
But we know that Apple really wants to stay ahead of the processor game, and so they're continue to push boundaries with their processor. So they will likely put in the A13 chip.
Last up, Nathan, what is the connector going to be like?
A lot of people were hoping that Apple would implement the USB-C. But from the rumors that we have seen, it's likely going to be Lightning port.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that a lot of people wanted USB-C is because the iPad Pro has USB-C, and that's kind of the direction that Apple could be potentially going. We also see that in the MacBooks.
Yes.
But right now, Lightning port.
If it had USB Type-C, you could just use one charger and one cable to charge all your devices, which would have been nice. Nathan, what is one of the biggest things you hate about the current iPhone lineup? The camera wobble.
That's true, actually. And not having a headphone jack. But yeah, the camera wobble. The camera wobble, I use a case, so I don't really notice it too much, but that camera wobble is very annoying.
Yeah. No case.
It's not for me.
No. I mean, if you toss on a case, it's pretty much non-existent, but that bump could be a bit less. What do they have planned?
So this is also according to Mac Otsuka, that Japanese site. They said that Apple is going to make their iPhones thicker, but at the same time decreasing the size of the bump in hope to decrease that wobble.
Now, making it thicker makes more sense because of, one, the bilateral charging, and secondly, for that larger battery with the camera home. Hopefully that decreases.
Hopefully
it's flush. That would be nice.
That would be very cool. But I feel like there's too much hardware within the camera to be able to decrease it that much in size.
Especially since they're coming out with a new triple lens setup. It seems unlikely. That notch...
it's still being there.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
You also missed the headphone jack.
True. I guess you can call me a dinosaur if you call that. But yeah, they're apart from the camera and the mute button. Physically speaking, there isn't that much changing.
True.
The bezels are going to be remaining. The notch, the buttons other than the mute, the lightning port.
The displays will be the same.
The display is going to be the same. So very much, it's going to look pretty much the exact same, except when you turn the phone around and you see that triple lens.
That big square. Oh, I don't know about that. So these were all the rumors and leaks that we have seen for the upcoming 2019 iPhone. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
And subscribe if you're new.